Hi, this is Nancy, and welcome to my Caregiver Journal. One thing I have noticed during this last year of caregiving is that there are a lot of big emotions involved, and I think part of that is that I've already been in the grieving process. With Dan for the last 7 years, I feel like as he loses pieces of himself due to his illness, I grieve those and he grieves those as we go along. I lost my dad, I lost my mother-in-law. There's grieving there. I'll go into a store and say, oh, I bet Judy needs this. And then I realize, no, she doesn't need it. I almost bought my dad an Eagles pillow last year, realizing now dad's no longer here. And there's grieving taking place. But at the same time, Dan's dad needs care, Dan needs care. There's lots going on, and I have to continue on. And I think some of the big emotions with caregivers, and this is my opinion, not research, but my opinion is that sometimes as a caregiver, there's big emotions there because we are grieving, but we're working. We're grieving, but we have to continue giving care. We don't always have time to sit with our emotions. And someone told me about his experience that his mother went on hospice care, and the way he chose to grieve was that he visited her at the beginning of her hospice care, and she lived for 2 more years, but he did not go back to visit. He did not call the caregiver to find out how she was doing. He chose to spend that time with his family, talking about that person, talking about memories, making himself feel good in those memories. But that was how he chose to grieve. And as I heard that, I was kind of taken aback because I thought that when you're a primary caregiver, you don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury to sit at home and be with yourself and be with those memories because somebody needs soap from the store and somebody needs to go to the emergency room and somebody needs this and that. And so sometimes I think that's where some of my big emotions come from, because others have the luxury of choosing how they're going to grieve, choosing how they're going to contribute. And I don't, because there are people depending upon me and there are responsibilities. And if I choose not to care because I want to have 2 months worth of grieving time, things are going to fall apart for that person that needs help. So to me, part of understanding the mindset of a caregiver and part of understanding the emotions of a caregiver is understanding that we don't always have the luxuries that other people have, the luxuries of time, the luxuries of choice, the luxuries of grieving in peace and solitude, because we have all these other things to take care of. So if you are around a caregiver and you don't understand their emotions and you don't understand if they're harsh or sharp or rude, which I've heard caregivers described, try to understand that we are sometimes jealous of the luxuries other people have, because to be a caregiver and to be a good caregiver, you have to put others first, and you don't always have the time to grieve, the time to deal with your emotions that others have, because caregiving is caring for others, even when sometimes that's hard on yourself.